what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I am here with a review for Ready to Love, Season 4, Episode 2. I hope you guys are doing good today. I just got off of work. Yes, working on the weekend like usual. I'm telling you, I ain't getting no breaks. Since I got back. But yeah. Y'all don't care about that. What we here for? We here for Ready to Love, Season 4, Episode 2. I'm just going to let you guys know now, I'm going to do better with the names as we narrow down the people that's going to be there for the next couple weeks. Like, when we get down to about 12 people, that's when I start doing better with names. When it's 20-something people, they about to be gone anyway. I'm not about to be remembering all these names, okay? All right, so now that we got that out the way, the second thing we need to get out the way is this. This show is going to be easier for all of us to digest if we remember that. Now, this is just my opinion. Y'all might think different, but I don't think any of these people are looking for love. Maybe 2 or 3 people are actually looking for love amongst each other, but it's one or two things just from what I've noticed. People are either getting on there so they can be on TV and promote themselves or their business or their brand, or so they can kind of catapult it into something else. Or, number 2, the second thing, they are looking for love. They just not looking for love on the show. They just want people in the general public to know that they are single and they are looking to mingle and that they are a catch, and y'all can come find me in my Instagram DMs. But they're not necessarily looking for it on the show. It's always one or two things. I think it's very few people who join that cast to actually fall in love with somebody that is a part of that cast. So if we just remember that, we will find some of the antics that might go on a lot easier to digest, okay? That's what I decided to do. All right, so y'all ain't gonna get my blood pressure up. Now, I know Troy got on y'all nerves. I know he got on y'all nerves. As I was sitting there watching him, I was just smiling like he gonna get on everybody's nerves. And he's funny to me because I can't tell if he is serious and if he takes himself serious, or if he knows, like, if this is just the persona he's trying to give off and he doesn't take himself that serious. Either way, I'm laughing. When he was telling us all this stuff and this traveling he was gonna do with the women and the bikini was gonna be on, and did y'all see when he tried to push up on Liz a little bit by the fireplace, and she was like, Troy, that's a woman of ministry, don't be rolling up on her like that. Anyway, y'all, Troy is one of the first ones to show up along with Dedrick. I think the other girl's name was Stacy. And then we had Chrysanthemum. Did I say it right, y'all? Chrysanthemum. Y'all know I'm country. My grandma would be so disappointed in the way that I enunciate some of my words, because she enunciates very well. Even though she too is country, so it's no, she doesn't believe there's any excuse for the rest of us. But I think it's Chrysanthemum, but she says she give you 2 times to say it right, and then after that you just gotta call her Chris. So I'm gonna respect her. I'm gonna call her Chris. No, I'm not. Y'all know I'm gonna change that girl name. We gonna call her Daisy. Over here on JoJo's channel, we gonna call her Daisy. Okay, I know her mama named her Chrysanthemum. Maybe a daddy, but Daisy is what we gonna call her over here. All right. I don't care. Okay. Then AJ shows up and the ladies are swooning. I said, now let me tell y'all something. It is too early for y'all to be making these rookie mistakes. Every time a good looking man with a beard come on Ready to Love, don't let him be bald headed chocolate with the beard. Y'all go for it every single time. And I get it. I'm sure the look is very alluring, very appealing. But every time y'all go for the bald head in the beard or the toupee in the beard, because y'all remember Brian. I mean, no shade, because I done had a quick weave myself, so it's no shade, you know, toupee to toupee. It's too early, ladies, for y'all to be making these rookie mistakes now, but I'm sure his presence is very alluring and whatnot. Okay, so then, we got everybody kind of showing up and getting out the car. You get to see everybody's profile, and it's time to put your best foot forward. It's the mixer. Y'all know what they do at the mixer. They got to talk to everybody. So we got Liz. Now, Liz is the one who has not dated, is her name Liz, in 17 years. Liz is talking to David. Her and David instantly have some type of connection because they both do forms of ministry. Now, y'all know I had to contain myself when they got to singing and carrying on, because that church, I'm telling you, it don't matter how long it's been since you went. It's somewhere deep down embedded in your body. And when I hear the words ministry, or when I hear some music, I just automatically let out oh! The war cry just comes out of nowhere. It's unbeknownst to me. I can't do anything about it. It just comes out. So I was like, anybody told me we was having church. Now I would have put on my good shoes. I would have put on my shouting shoes, not my boots. But they hit you with a little bit of that, what God has for me, it is for me. And David came on in. Now, Liz, you was a little rocky on that first note, but then you fixed it up. I was like, okay, it is for me. It is absolutely for me. And everybody was kind of looking like, are they singing? But they had a little moment, all right? They both do some ministry. Y'all, they was getting hyped. They started talking about groups and John P. Key and Hezekiah and Commission. Now, that was before my time. I did not know who Commission was. I actually had to Google it. But apparently it was a joint group with, I didn't know anybody in the group but Fred Hammond and Marvin Sapp. Those are the only two people I recognized. I didn't recognize anybody else in the group, but, they was getting their life, all right, on their old school gospel. I said, y'all better praise him. Hey. Another person who everybody liked was Joel. I knew everybody was going to like Joel because he has a good energy about him. And he got that Louisiana charm. I have not met a woman yet who does not love a New Orleans accent. I mean, I've just never met anybody who wasn't a sucker for it, including myself. But I ain't never had nobody from New Orleans step to me like that, though. One time when I was out in New Orleans, this guy saw me leaving the hotel. But I was, man, that could have been my moment, huh? With the New Orleans guy. Now that I done flashed back, but it was on a trip. But that's the only time that I got approached. Let's see what else. And Khalil. Now, Khalil, I was disappointed again. So he goes to talk to Tressa, the comedian, and Tressa don't like him. She said that he's cool. The conversation's not really flowing. No, he don't got the swag. Now y'all know JoJo. I don't like to hear no grown women talking about swag. I just don't. I want us to retire the word. Find something else. He's not very smooth, or he's not suave, or maybe y'all just don't have much to talk about. Whatever it is, he might be awkward to you. You can even say that. But I don't want to hear no more about no swag from no grown women. I'm telling you, I'm tired of it. I am really, really tired of it. Now, Khalil, I mean, I guess he is what you would call, I guess, like a lame. I don't even really like that word. But, I mean, yeah, the women just wasn't feeling Khalil like that. I thought his conversation was just, what's the word? It just seemed like he was having trouble keeping a conversation going. But he wasn't the only one. He wasn't the only one. It almost seemed like he might have been, I guess, maybe kind of nervous sometimes when he spoke. Him as well as Christian. Christian was also very nervous. They kind of put him in the boy next door type of box. He wasn't very assertive. And I will say, when it comes to shows like this, when it comes to competitions, you do have to be assertive. You do have to be an assertive person to make it through anything like this, which is why I know I could never be on a competitive show, because I don't have the nature. But they had some nervousness about them. But side note, y'all, I know we ain't talking about me, but I like when men be nervous and stuff around me. Like when they be dropping stuff, or when they lose all their cool and stuff, I just kind of be like, oh, okay, so you nervous. I be turned on, like, what's wrong with you? You can't get yourself together. So I probably would have been here for all that nervousness. But yeah, it just didn't seem like anybody was really connecting with Khalil like that, because maybe they thought I don't know, maybe they thought the conversation was awkward. The way it was edited, I couldn't really tell all of the conversations that was going on with him. He wasn't as awkward as Sam, no, I tell you that much. He wasn't nearly as awkward as old Sam. He went to go talk to the lawyer girl, and the lawyer girl, now, she asked him what was his flaws in his relationships. Like, we all got a flaw, and that's true, but I don't want to lead with that. I don't want to start talking about that first. And Khalil said his flaw was mean women. I said, Khalil, they gonna get rid of you. And every time she asked him, he said, mean women and mean women. And when they first started talking, like, they had to have talked more than the little snippet we heard, because she said she hated when guys came off like they wanted to argue with her because she was an attorney. It didn't sound like, because he asked her, you locking us up. Why are you locking us up? You locking people up? Oh, I guess they locking themselves up. That's the only snippet that we heard. So if that was all he said, I don't think he was arguing with you. But if he said more than that, then maybe she did get that vibe. I don't really know, but she wasn't feeling bruh. Nobody else was. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. But somebody, hey, it's always somebody that's got to go, y'all. It's always somebody. And then Christian, the mailman, they put Christian in the the friend box early. I was worried about Christian anyway, because y'all know that he said he had experienced problems with alcohol, and they do drink a lot. From my understanding from previous seasons, they do a good bit of drinking in the house on this show, and I just don't think it's anywhere where somebody who has had any type of alcohol addiction issues, I'm pretty sure he can't contain himself. But it's just best, in my opinion, if somebody struggled with something, to not be around it all the time. So I was worried about him anyway, just being in that type of environment. But I did like him. I liked when he said that he was looking for a woman to love the way he wished his mom had been loved. I was like, oh, don't get me emotional now, Chris. But in a regular world, even though he is timid, I think he would do good dating a woman just one-on-one. But in a competitive state, I don't think this was the show for him. I will say that. It's just too competitive on this show. Let's see what else. Jason was interesting. I mean, he was real jokey. He had all the compliments and all of the things to say. Him and Fly Alexis, okay, they had a conversation because Jason was actually her son's basketball coach. Now, I know that Alexis said she putting her she putting her rod out there, and she gonna see if she can reel him in. But what I want her to do is reel it back. All right, I wanted her to just back it up just a little bit. I felt like she was really. Did y'all feel like she was coming on strong? Maybe she wasn't, but I felt like she was coming on like. She might have been nervous too, but yeah, I always see you, and I was like, oh, he fine, and I was looking a mess, and I mean, I got my opportunity, it might be the chance now, it might be. I was just like, all right, now, Alexis, she just, I mean, you want a man to know that you like you, right? I mean, you like him, that's fine, but it almost seemed like she just kept saying stuff. I was like, girl, don't let him know too much now, don't tell him too much, don't gas him too much. But I think everybody was kind of nervous. I just wanted her to reel that back just a little bit. Let's see what else that was notable. I already talked about Christian. Andrea, whatever her name is. I'm gonna let y'all know now that she probably gonna be the next one to go home, unless she makes some improvements next week. Because Dedrick was not impressed with her talking about her cat and the cat that had died. He was just like, I didn't want to talk about that. And I don't really blame him. But she was talking about her cat that escaped out the doggy door, and she thinks somebody stole him. I said, no, the cat escaped. All right, cats know what they doing. They know when they ready to go. They not like dogs. Cats know when they ready to leave. As soon as that mama turned their head, that cat said, I'm getting the H up out of here. So the cat escaped, and she's sad about it, and he was a good sport, but then he was just like, well, I'm going to go talk to some other people I haven't talked to. Then she had a conversation later on in the episode with Ron, and I mean, okay, I can see two different sides of this conversation. So Ron was telling her, asking her if she wanted children. She said she did want children. Now remember, she is a flight attendant. And he was like, okay, we'll have to go the more traditional route, if we had some kids. And she was like, excuse me? He said, the more traditional route, you would stay home with the kids. She said, you talking about during the formative years? And he just kind of was like, I mean, well, what you do, it might be best for you to just basically cut that out. He didn't say that, but it might be best for you to just stay home. She was turned off by it. She said she didn't appreciate him suggesting that she couldn't be a career woman. And listen, I get what she's saying, but I think that even she herself knows that she probably can't keep up being a flight attendant if she has a small child. And chances are she's not going to want to go back to being a flight attendant as her children start to grow, because she's not going to want to miss their important events. So I'm not really, like, I can see why she would be maybe alarmed by it, because he's saying this and he doesn't even know much about her, or he might be trying, it might be too early for him to be making these kind of comments to her, and maybe that's why she was put off by it. So I can see that side, but other than that, it's just I would have just laughed it off and just kind of got to see more of what he was about. And then if I felt like he was the type of person, because it's two type of dudes, right? I know it's cliche, but it's some dudes who want to take care of everything because that's just what they feel they need to do for their lady and their family. And then it's other dudes that want to do it because they are on some control stuff. That happens. I know it's cliche, but it happens. So you just kind of got to fill a person out and see what they about. But I'm going to tell you right now, if Ron would have said it to me, I would have been like, as long as you don't mind, I will quit today, as a matter of fact. I'm telling y'all, I'm looking for a break. But, I wouldn't have done it that fast. Because you got to watch. You got to make sure that somebody is doing it for the right reasons. But, baby, as soon as I would have found out them reasons was right, I'd be quitting that job. I'll see y'all later in the friendly skies. But I think she probably is going to be next, because she hasn't really even connected with anybody from what we could see. Who else might be going next would probably be Ida or Vicky. She said she'd like to be called Vicky. And y'all, side note, she did not say, has anybody ever told you give off a gay vibe or a gay something like that. She said Marvin Gaye, that you give Marvin Gaye, not gay, because a lot of people were saying she said that he looked gay. She said Marvin Gaye, for those of y'all who didn't hear her. But apparently she talked too much. Nobody could get a word in, and I do know for sure that is not good with men or anybody else, because we all got that one friend, we trying to jump in and say something and she just talked right over us. Okay, I actually have been that friend. Can y'all believe it? But yeah, I predict that she probably will be one of the next ones to go. What else? Let me go back to my notes, because now I'm just talking, and we'll be on here for a long time. We find out that the other attorney girl, now I forgot her name, the one that had on that green dress, I think it started with a K. Other attorney girl has been out with AJ before. She knows AJ, and he has a name in the Houston streets. They call him cheap. What they call him? Do they call him cheapskate? Oh, they call him El Cheapo. Not to be confused with El Chapo. They call him El Cheapo in them streets because she had a tab open. She went to the bathroom, came back, the tab was still there open, so she ended up having to pay for it herself, and it was only their second date. She ain't accustomed to that, and she wasn't feeling that. And then apparently they had some little tiff after the fact, where he was like she needed to just change up, I guess, her traditional thinking. I don't know, y'all. It didn't go well. Okay, the date didn't go well. So I would have been fine with her just steering clear of AJ and saying, you know what, I ain't really feeling AJ like that. But she get over to the table and she want to have a conversation about it. Now, maybe if you wanted to just clear the air and say, hey, I know we've been out before, but let's just put the past in the past, do that. But she kind of wanted to rehash the situation. And listen, ladies, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I don't care what kind of closure you need. I don't care what kind of explanation you need. Don't bring it back up. Because when they know that you've been thinking about them in any capacity, good or bad, you don't want to let these ninjas have. Don't let these ninjas know you've been thinking about them in any way. I'm telling you. Because they like that. They do. They don't care what it's like. They don't care what type of thinking you've been doing as long as you've been thinking. So she lays out to AJ what happened and the conversation they had after. And AJ said, well, you know what? I wasn't honest with you. What actually happened was I went to pay, right? And I didn't have the right card. The card got declined. And I was too ashamed to let you know my card got declined. So I basically said something else and, said that you could probably go ahead and pay for it yourself. AJ. Boy, you better run that game. I don't believe you. I don't believe none of that happened. But you better run that game if you go run it. And she was just like, oh, you could have told me that. I said, you believe him, girl? It could have happened. It could have happened, but I just don't believe him. I don't believe him because I feel like a man would be like, you know what, well, maybe you wouldn't because I'm sure that excuse has been used before, but was the alternative what you told her you thought was better than the card decline? I think AJ running game. I ain't mad though if that's what he doing. Gotta stay on the show, right? Oh gosh, y'all, I'm sleepy. That's why I'm laughing so much. The show ain't that funny. Let's see what else. I already talked about Ron and Andrea. My notes is out of order. I'm trying to think of what else happened that I didn't talk about. Oh, Chris, the return of Chris. Return of the Mac. Chris is back. I can tell that Chris has definitely made some changes when he showed up. He did have on a blazer, but he had a shirt on under it. Y'all know Chris normally be giving us this with the grease. None of that. He had on a full shirt underneath. It was unbuttoned, but he had a shirt on. So, all right. We making some changes. I'm trying to think of what else. Christian tried, but they sent the young man on home. And y'all, he needed to go home. He really did. He was nice. He was really nice. I know y'all wanted people to give him a chance, some of y'all out there, but he would just do better just dating. Somebody gonna hit him up. They gonna hop in the DMs. He gonna be fine. But I don't think he needed to be there, because he's already dealt with, his addictions with alcohol. He don't need to be around all that drinking. Even though I'm not saying he can't contain himself, it's just not a good idea. And two, it's a very competitive show. So if it wasn't this episode, it was probably going to be the next one. The other guys are way more, they way more about it, for lack of a word. Well, I just told my age when I said that. But they're much more competitive than Christian was. So he got sent home. And then, who else got sent home, y'all? Khalil. They said Khalil on home because he didn't have the swag. Now, listen, and let me tell y'all something else, because maybe y'all don't know this. Maybe y'all done dated cool guys all your life. But my track record is pretty much lame. I probably have dated maybe one guy who might be considered popular, but for the most part, my track record is what one would consider to be lames, quote unquote. And they'll treat you just like anybody else. They not safe. And if y'all don't believe me, y'all saw how Dennis did Portia, didn't you? Now, Dennis would be considered somebody's lame. All right? He was a chunkier guy. He was short and all of that. And still ran the same type of game. So don't sleep. Okay? Don't sleep. Don't act like because you want the man. Don't act like because somebody want the man with the swag, that's the one that's gonna treat him bad, honey. Either one of them could treat him bad. I can tell you. Either one of them can run the game on you, and I can tell you that from experience. They will cheat just like swag do. Oh, child! I just wanted to put that out there because some of y'all we had to like the lames can't do it to you because they can't. They ain't safe either. You got to keep your eye. You got to keep your eye on everybody. You got to watch the lames and the swag dudes, just like you watch men over 6'3". And men over 6'3", don't be in my comments talking about, what you talking about, JoJo? We innocent. What we do. Y'all know y'all a commodity, and y'all some of y'all behave like y'all a commodity. I ain't gonna say all of you, but some of y'all giant sequoia trees, y'all behave and you act like you a commodity, because you are a commodity. That's why I don't deal with no tall dudes. If I gotta look up at you, get on up out my life. Tall dudes, Sagittariuses, and dudes who got their full hairline, stay away from me. I got enough problems in my life. Go ruin some other woman's life. I don't want you. They too much of a headache. sleep. I need to go to sleep. This review is a mess. All right. What else we need to talk about, y'all? I feel like that's it. I don't feel like there's anything else that I missed. Are y'all happy to see Chris back? Some people are happy. The dudes wasn't happy. They felt like it was an unfair advantage. I don't know. I feel like, why did Chris get to come back? It's other people in other seasons that, probably wanted the opportunity to come back. I wonder what he said that was so magical that he got to come back. I would have liked to see Rashid back. Is it Rashid? Myself, because I felt like he was definitely ready, but child, I guess they brought Chris back instead, so that's fine. Who were your favorites? Who didn't you like? Which two of the women do y'all think going home? I think it's gonna be Ida, and I think it's gonna be Andrea. I think they're gonna be the two. Who are y'all liking so far? Something about Liz I like. She gives me a peaceful energy. I do like her, and I like the other girl. Is it Verdenia? I don't know how to say her name. She's thick though. She thick, but I like that she came like in a long dress, and she was real sexy, but also very classy too. So I like that. But like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think about the episode. I know this review was all over the place. Y'all have a good one. I gotta go. Bye.